On April 19th, I called the Department of Managed Healthcare and talked to somebody who was assigned to see if my case qualifies for an IMR, independent medical review. He said there's no decision yet, but he has been grilling my insurance company for records and information, and my insurance company has until April 22nd to respond with records and information for all my appeals and IMRs. And he is waiting for those until he can go on to the next step, but it looks like I qualify for 4 or 5 IMRs at this point. Basically an IMR for each problem I requested. But he wasn't sure if I qualified for an IMR for the DS because I was requesting for an out-of-network surgeon. I explained that there was no surgeons in-network that performed the DS, and that the only surgeon they had in-network deemed me a poor candidate. The LA doctor is the only one that would accept my insurance. And I informed him what insurance I have. He also informed me that that insurance companies sometimes have secondary contracts with providers that patients might not be aware of, and since I am requesting to see an out-of-network surgeon, I may get referred to someone who is in-network with one of these secondary contracts and may not be a doctor I am requesting. Before that, though, they would have to decide if I was a candidate for the procedure first. He gave me his direct line in case I would like updates later. On April 23rd, I received a message on my voicemail from a woman stating she was my RN case manager for my health insurance and was referred to me by the grievance department. I called her back and left a message for her to call me. On April 24th, I heard from her and we discussed a bunch of things. Every time I mentioned about the DS, I was pretty much cut off. She said she was going to look into the other complaints for me, like the sleep study. And she advised me not to go the DMHC route. She said do a state fair hearing, which, as I found out, is not what I should be doing. Because if you go the state fair hearing route and they deny you, you can't go to the Department of Managed Healthcare. But if you go to Department of Managed Healthcare and they deny you, you can still go to your state fair hearing. And the state fair hearing is where you go before a judge. And I don't have money for a lawyer right now, so there's no way I wanted to go that route. On April 26th, I called the guy back on my case at the Department of Managed Healthcare for an update. He said the insurance company responded with dodgy answers and he was still waiting to hear back from them. Also, if he doesn't hear back, then there's a law that lets him automatically approve everything and he doesn't need to send it to the IMR. But if he does hear back, then he will send it for an IMR. Also, if the DS is approved, they will send me to somebody in network. I made sure that he knew it would have to be a DS surgeon and not just a general bariatric surgeon. He said if it says to refer the patient to a DS surgeon, that it would have to be one that did the procedure, so not to worry. I also mentioned about the RN case manager calling to get me to withdraw the DMHC complaint and do the state fair hearing instead, and he laughed and said don't do it. Sorry about that interruption. He said we are waiting to hear or not hear from the insurance before the next step. I was confused because he mentioned about giving the insurance company until April 22nd to respond before. I also had a doctor appointment with new doctor on this date, and that guy was kind of weird. He refused to help me in any way with getting bariatric surgery because he doesn't know what it is. Like, he tried to draw pictures of what he thought it was, and his picture was something about the whole stomach going out, or I don't know. It's kind of weird, and that he refused to do it. It's not what I need. And he wouldn't listen when I tried to explain it to him. So I was like, enough of that, going back to the old doctor. On April 27th, I heard from the RN case manager who said the reason why she couldn't get the sleep study was because somebody submitted the wrong code for authorization and the sleep study clinic wouldn't accept me because of that. 1 second, bird flying everywhere. She agreed it was a stupid reason. She called the sleep study place, who said they are working on it and someone is going to call when they figure it out, as the wrong code was submitted to insurance, so that's why I couldn't make an appointment there. As for the other referrals in question, the endocrinologist, wheelchair, pain management, she had called my PCP's office and was told that the PCP's office had submitted the referral sometime last year, but the insurance company, specifically the medical group, had left them all pending, neither denying nor approving them. The office staff said they were going to talk to the doctor, see if I still needed the referrals, and resubmit them. On May 5th, I received a letter from the Department of Managed Healthcare from a complaint analyst, who I will not name, stating that my case, the referral to the endocrinologist, wheelchair, bariatric surgery, the DS, and the sleep study had been sent off for an IMR, and that a decision would usually take 30 days. But on May 9th, I received a call from this complaint analyst in the morning who said some things. She also note I was sick this day and hadn't slept for 5 days due to the fact that I tried to go back on an antidepressant and got all those side effects, and it wasn't nice. I hadn't slept for 5 days, and of course that's the day, this complaint analyst calls to tell me all this important information. Anyway, she said she sent out a couple letters today informing me that my case is qualified for IMRs, but then informed me that I had to withdraw my case for the DS or it would be automatically denied, and said she wanted me to complete a sleep study. But she was very pushy on the phone and told me she needed it in writing. So I'm thinking, great, She also said that she could resubmit at a later date. She said as soon as I got the results of the sleep test, we could continue with the IMR. I was confused because nowhere in my insurance's policy for requirements for any bariatric surgery consultation, let alone the surgery, require a sleep study. When I asked who was saying I needed the sleep study, she told me the reviewer, but refused to tell me who the reviewer was. Not a name, not anything. I was confused and knew that DMHC was my last chance at getting approved, and I didn't want to get denied, so I wrote the email stating, I am writing to request temporarily hold off on the IMR for the bariatric surgery and sleep study only until I receive the sleep evaluation. Thank you. And then she wrote back, per our telephone conversation, at this time, you were requesting to withdraw the sleep study to allow the plan to authorize and schedule an appointment for your sleep study evaluation. Bariatric surgery is also being withdrawn until after the sleep study, with the understanding that you can later request an IMR for surgery. The remaining requests for referral to see a pain management specialist, endocrinologist, and for a wheelchair will move forward through the IMR process and will be assigned the following numbers, such and such. If you have any questions, call me. And oh, did I call her. On May 21st, the sleep center called me and said they had an opening and they could fit me in tonight. So I went and got my sleep study done. They said it would take 4 to 6 weeks to receive the results. Next day, I called the analyst at the Department of Managed Healthcare to see if I just needed to complete the sleep study or she needs the results to move on to the next step. She said she needs the results. I thought about why I needed the sleep study to submit an IMR for the DS, and it just didn't make sense, being that I qualified for the DS on my BMI alone, because at the time it was 49. Everybody knows that's well over the qualifications for BMI alone. So I decided to call her back and get to the bottom of what was really going on. and to submit the IMR again. I was told to qualify for it, but got no answer, so I left her a message on May 30th, and I still hadn't heard from her. So I called again, and I got a hold of her. She said the IMRs for the pain management specialist, endocrinologist, and wheelchair were closed out today, and she mailed me the letters of the results today and told me the results over the phone as well. And she kept telling me I didn't qualify, and I kept trying to argue with her about the BMI. I argued with her, saying that my health plan states that you need. Well, I looked up online my health plan's medical policy, found out they did cover bariatric surgery and what their qualifications are. Usually that's the first step towards surgery, is finding out if you're covered. So if you're new and looking into that, you might want to have that as your first step. Mine was found online. Be sure to read all the details, like exclusions and all that too, just to be sure, so you don't miss anything. But I argued with this woman, saying that my health plan states that for bariatric surgery that I need a BMI of 35 or more with comorbidities, or 40 or more to qualify. But apparently that wasn't the case according to her. She said those are not the qualifications. I even said something about the American Society of Metabolic and Bariatric Surgeons requirements, and was again shut down because their doctor at the Department of Managed Healthcare says otherwise. This sounded fishy to me, as I thought they were, supposed to help me. She kept telling me that it's very unlikely this doctor that was reviewing my IMR will approve any surgery for me, and that the insurance said I didn't qualify either. I told her I was looking at the requirements for my insurance online, which states what I told her before about qualifying on my BMI alone, even before the DS. She said it didn't matter that I don't qualify. I even told her I am just requesting for a consultation, but the surgery approval would be nice as well. She said again, if I would submit, I would be automatically denied because I don't qualify. I asked her if all she needed was the results of the sleep test to submit, and she said no, it wouldn't be enough, that I still wouldn't qualify. This is one of the reasons why I was upset in the last video, because I didn't understand what was going on. I told her yet again I qualify for a consultation on my BMI alone according to my health plan site, and why do I need the sleep study for a consultation? She said if I qualify, my insurance wouldn't have denied me. I said no, I qualify, but there's no one in network to send me to. So that's why they denied me. And they're claiming it's not medically necessary, but according to their own website and medical policy, it is medically necessary. She then told me to see the pain management specialist and the endocrinologist, get their records, and see if they think I qualify, because as of right now, I don't. On June 5th, I called her back. I asked where to send the form to have somebody assist you in your case, because I had some friends that said they would assist me in my case. And when you submit something, it asks if there's anybody that's going to assist you and have them sign and everything like that. They said they would do it, so I called to find out where do I send it. If I have to snail mail it, fax it, whatever, and to who. But she said that I can't because I don't have any IMRs right now. What happened to the DS IMR? Well, she said that I had closed it out. I told her the only reason I closed it out was because she had told me to. I don't know, I was just doing what she said, And at that point, I really hoped I hadn't hurt my case, Now, if I understand it right, she wanted me to do the sleep study and then submit it to the plan, so they can make a decision, see if I qualify, but then she said no, I still wouldn't qualify. I'm confused. Submit it to the plan? I thought the whole thing was to have an independent medical review that I was told I qualify for. I told her I am really confused and wanted some friends to help or assist me in this, and really wanted to send in the form so we can figure it out and understand what was going on, because clearly I wasn't understanding what she was trying to tell me. Again, she said I had no open case. I then stated I am confused on why I need the sleep study again to begin with, because I qualify on BMI alone. Yet again, telling her this, according to my plan, you know. She said, if you really feel that way, then you can submit another IMR, but I would automatically be denied. I guess then I can't resubmit to her like she had told me before. I'm confused. She then said she would call the sleep center now and see how long the results are going to take. She called me back and she said she got the results. And the results showed that I did not have sleep apnea. Yay! Something I don't have. She mailed me the results, and I still have those. Again, I asked about assistance and a conference call, which is what my friends wanted me to do, or even just talking to anyone else for me, but she denied even that. I even worded it so I cannot get any kind of assistance from anyone until the results of the sleep study or the next step, and she said yes. I then asked if she could tell me why I was deemed a poor candidate. She said she is not a doctor, nor does she have the medical records in front of her, but that I was sent something that touched on the subject, which I later found out what was said and why. So I asked, am I being denied because someone said I can't exercise due to the mobility situation and high risk of clots? Well, I don't have a clotting disorder, and I even exercise, which is in my doctor's records I sent them, you know. It documents my exercise and dieting efforts. You know, I thought that would be enough to show that I exercise. I mean, what do I need to do? Take a picture of me in a pool or something? I'm really confused. She said the reviewer wants me to get it under control. I also said I didn't submit letters from other doctors supporting me for the surgery because I was just trying for a consultation. She said I needed to submit everything, and the more I have in favor of me, the better. I'm thinking that all they have was the old doctor's information to go on. You know, the one who said I was a poor candidate?